What's up there, friends? We got some new costumes that came out with this patch, and as usual, I do my best to review them for all characters, so let's get into it. So, first and foremost, let's do a quick refresh. Skills have not changed, they have not added new skills, and we're going to be sticking with all of my favorite skills for all of the characters as I've continued leveling them as alts. I have kept my opinions. I still think that some people will critique the ability to kind of do round robin skills nonstop with stamina, skill recovery, all that. I just disagree with that. I think in important battles where top damage matters against bosses like Ares, Maestro, etc., all the people that I've coached and helped in my personal life and online, you should not be doing it on auto, and you should be saving your big hits for when the enemy is in a long cast time or when they're stunned or something like that, and guard damage is meaningless. So we will take all of that into consideration and tell you this. So Star-Lord is problem solver, Black Widow is firearm expert, sniper shot, Storm is weather witch, electrocution, Spider-Man is spider bullet, shot put, Doctor Strange gateway summoning, gateway launch, Captain Marvel photon blast, photon focus, Iron Man unibeam, focal energy shot, Captain America, Captain's Leadership, Captain's Patience is really good, but we're actually going to focus on Sentinel of Liberty as his max damage attack. So yeah, let's jump into it. Costumes. Now, obnoxiously, we have to go into each character to do this. I really wish that this would change. But Dark Domain gives you close quarters combat skill class +6. Note that the close quarters combat skill is most of her kicking, punching, dash attacks. Not my favorite, and this puts it on par, I think, with Xander. Yep, so Xander gives you crit damage and attack. Dark Domain gives you attack. So, especially for Black Widow, crit damage is better. Just go farm Xander. For whatever reason, I didn't ever get a Dark Domain head for completing the region either, so, that also sucks. And then Eyes of Osiris drops Trap Expert Espionage Devices skill. This puts it on par for Sakaar, I think, which gives you Espionage Devices and critical damage. Notably for her, Trap Expert skill is the one that people are usually using. This is I like to use this one. Other people like to use... some people like to use... I use this one for Dimensional Duel. Some people like to use the Poison one against bosses. So all those are pretty good, reasonable damage. But I really do like this broad-based one. I think it does the most damage. So that's my favorite. And then Explosive Expert is Espionage Devices as well as... I think there's one more. Widow's Sting. So I like... Oh, this is... Nope, just kidding. Yeah, I think it's just those ones. Oh, Widow's Wire. Some people like this other one, but I do think that this Widow's Wire one is one of the better options. So this is an Espionage Device as well, so you would get a bonus there. Deadly Aim is still better in my opinion, and Close Quarters Combat is helpful in some PvP contexts. Alright, jumping into our least favorite, Star-Lord. We're going to walk you through what his are. So Burn is usually the one we're looking for Star-Lord. Burn is hands down the best one for him. It does the most of the attacks, do the most damage. They have the best cast times. There's a whole slew of reasons for why that is. But just note that that's what we're looking for. Okay, specialty costumes. Eyes of Osiris, Apply Element, Flame Shot class, and then Blaster Charge is not anywhere on our top 3. So kind of a bummer there. Not the best for him. Dark Domain is going to be Shock Shot, which is pretty trash. His Shock is probably the worst. Chill at least does big guard damage, and you can chain that into his Hypergravity Bombs for PvP. So kind of a miss here. And then, yeah, 2099 was added earlier, so. Whew. Pretty lame. Star-Lord is always just kind of a letdown. Every time I go to him, can you tell? Can you hear it in my voice? I just kind of get depressed. Storm, we're looking for shock damage. It's kind of hands down the best for her. Let's jump in and see what we get with Storm. And as you can tell here, this is my first time actually getting the time to go sit through and go through this, so be patient with me. Eyes of Osiris is Deep Freeze, pretty lame. Icicle Crash, people do like, but for me, it wasn't even on my top 3. It's not one of our top 3 damage attacks. And again, for all of you who are like, no, but that attack is really good, it doesn't matter if the attack is really good. If the attack is really good, but low percentage, you're doing yourself a disservice. You want the highest percentage ones, because if it's like 1,000% base, then whenever you get a +1, it's going to go up by usually around like 40%. Whereas if it's like a 500% base attack boost, then it's only going to go up by 20%. So if you're going to invest into an armor set, you want it to give you the highest increase possible for single target damage. Single target damage is good in dimensional duel. Single target damage is good for killing off a ranker in Omega War. Single target damage is important for getting the last blow in Dark Zone and getting the most points in Dark Zone. It's most important for killing prime targets in World. Single target damage is the most important. I don't really care about the other ones because they usually will perform their duties, crowd control being a really good example, regardless of how high you level the ability. The leveling does not increase the status effect accuracy, doesn't increase the number of stacks applied. It only increases the damage that's applied from the attack. So just setting aside all of those criticisms, just straight up, I just think it's really important. I'm just re-outlining that for you guys. Now, from Dark Domain, we get Air Current class. Air Current class is reasonably good. It is on her Pressure Manipulation, which is her second one. But not my favorite. I would have rather seen this be Shock. Would have synergized better with her passives. And Icicle Crash is also the other one that's boosted from Moscow Knights. Lame. You could do better, Storm. You could do better. And I actually just want to make sure... I'm pretty sure it's all new, all different, but I just want to make sure that we have that all of those new armor sets I had already reviewed before. I just don't recollect the names, but I think that we reviewed them. I'm just coming in just to double check. I wish that the collections I could go see all of the other... Oh, I can just click and see all the other characters. I don't know why I keep loading into all of them. Yeah, it is just the all new, all different. Okay, so we're okay. All right, let's jump over to SpiderMan is next. And for him, we're looking for the Spider Bullet, which I think is like the spider attacks. I know that some people, the really most liked one by most Spider-Man players I know is Sakaar. Web Shooter is one that people really like. But I think also, strangely, Xandar Spider Combat for Spider Bola is pretty good choice as well. But people really like Web Shooter Mastery as one of their top skills for people who play Spider-Man a lot, so we'll give deference to them. Note that like these ones also give dodge rate boosts, which is a pretty big freaking deal. So we're just going to keep that in mind. Specialty costumes. Eyes of Osiris give you Web Shooter class mastery and Web Shooter mastery scale +1. So this is kind of the best of both worlds. Eyes of Osiris is what a lot of the people who play Spider-Man like this skill the most. They like this class the most. So go get that one if you have way too much money to spend. $20.99 is just Spider Swing. Again, doesn't do as much damage. You play that for the invincibility frames, not for the damage. So not worth that much attention on that. And then Dark Domain, Web Tech class skills +6. This is actually like a cheaper option to Eyes of Osiris. So candidly, you know, you can't farm this at the workshop. You can't farm this through Spec Ops. You should really try to get Eyes of Osiris if you're spending a metric truck ton of money. Doctor Strange. Okay, so for Doctor Strange, we are looking for his like the gateway summoning ones are really good. Touch of Vishanti is not my favorite. Eye of Agamotto is not on my top list. I know some people might like it, but again, it's not highest percentage damage. Picking skills that people like is not always the best fit for armor sets. So I don't think that's a great option. Ornate gives you 7 Rings of Ragador, which is the number 2 choice for me. So this is a reasonably good option. If you are, if you're still building out a character using a free-to-play set. I think I had covered this one before, but I just wanted to touch on it again. Dark Domain is going to give you Illusion Magic skill, and Illusion Magic is probably the worst. So I think instead what you want to be going for on him is it Xanderth for him? Yeah, I think it's Mystic Arts. Just give me 1 second to check. His is... Oh, I have to go on to his character. We're going to go to Doctor Strange. I just want to double check because I know a lot of people are playing Doctor Strange and have questions. He's like my lowest leveled character, but his suggested skills are pretty straightforward just because the damage percentages are fairly clear for him. So you want Gateway Summoning, Gateway Launch, which I think is the second one. Yeah, so Mystic Arts is the one that you're looking for, so Xanderth seems to be the best option. But 7 Rings of Ragador is also pretty good. Which is somewhere. Here we go. And I think we want... Nope. Yes, Ring Repulsion. It's also like reach across the map. It's super obnoxious. But this one is also Mystic Arts. So your number 1 and number 2 are both in the same class of Mystic Arts. So Xanderth is your choice. I think that also like I think it might be Steampunk is also good for him. If you're spending a bunch of money, but again, like a lot of these are already getting phased out. Yeah, Steampunk is going to give you Mystic Arts and 7 Rings of Ragnarok. Look at my memory serving me well. Let's go Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel is also similar in this vein that you just want a shite ton of damage coming out of her all at once. Let's see what we have. I think we're looking for Photon Energy. Superhuman Strength is not it, but Photon Energy is pretty good. Nope, no, it's not. Take it back. Photon Blast. There are too many of them that are like called Photon something or other. It's kind of obnoxious. Warbird is Photon Flight skill, which is not one of my top 3. Instead, we're looking for Photon Blast, Kree Power, and Energy Impact. And Dark Domain, although her helmet is freaking awesome, Cosmic Energy class is not what we're looking for. I think instead I will stick with my recommended... I think is Midgardia for her. Yep, Cosmic Energy. Coming back in, let's look at our good friend Iron Man and then Captain America. For Iron Man, I really think the... oh my gosh, I always forget what it's called for him. Not weapons cartridges, although I know some people really do like that. Jarvis is okay. Not repulsor. Maybe it is repulsor. 1 sec. It's been a little while since I played Iron Man. I know people really like the missiles, but I would suggest focusing on the Unibeam Focal Energy Shot and Tactical Satellite. Oh, looks like I completed a mission and didn't even do it. Oh, let's not. No, don't want to talk to him. So we're looking for Unibeam Focal Energy Shot. This one, Repulsor Energy. And then Ion Cannon. Just Tactical Satellite, I think. Yes, this one's Jarvis. And then Spin Blade is a lot of damage. People really love. I think it is just Nanite Plasma. No, we don't Spin Blade. That's just the last one. But again, this one is 668%. Your Unibeam Focal Energy. Oh no, sorry, wrong one. focal energy shot is 933. So again, you're going to notice like a 30% difference for each of those +1s. So you really are looking for repulsor energy as your #1 choice for armor for Iron Man, just to get the most damage out of him. And Eyes of Osiris is Jarvis, which will give you that tactical satellite. So this is a pretty solid secondary option. But if you're spending that much money, you really want to be getting the best of the best. War of the Realms is also tactical satellite. And then the Dark Domain is repulsor energy. So this one is giving you that repulsor energy and defense pierce, which is a pretty mediocre stat. I think you're probably better off just going with Xanderth for the crit rate. Cool. One last one. Captain America is pretty clearing away Sentinel of Liberty. It's the one that spins, where he spins around in like a cyclone. It does kind of hands down the most damage. Eyes of Osiris is hand-to-hand combat class and combat proficiency, neither of which make our top list. Let's see here. Marvel Now gives you Unbreakable Will and Shield Absorption class. I think it actually is Shield Absorption class. Oh, I need to put down the classes next to these. I keep all these notes and then I forget to add in like a couple of key details. Whew, we're getting there. I think all this goes to show that there's a lot of convolution in leveling alts. It's just sometimes it's just not worth the stress. Sentinel of Liberty, and we are trying to get to Indomitability, which is Vibranium release. So none of those are helpful for Vibranium release. The ones that are, I think for him is Midgardia. Yep, Vibranium release. So that's the one you really want to be farming, is Midgardia, which you can't get in Spec Ops, as we covered in a video that we did just barely. So sorry for this lengthy, in-depth look at all of these costumes, but I do really like to go through all of them. That way you guys have somebody who has reviewed all of the characters, all of the costumes, all of the skill sets within this lens of what skills are still the best. We just went up to level cap 110. I expect with level cap 120 we'll probably get new skills. I'm looking forward to it. That'll be some new stuff to talk about and hopefully give some more balance to some of these characters, especially like Black Widow and Captain America are like this, that can't fill out an entire skill tree of all the same classes. Iron Man really does benefit from that, and I should probably factor that in to my character rankings. But we'll do that once regional sets are actually accessible to free-to-play players. Until next time, friends, good luck out there. Have some fun and keep on gaming. Bye for now.